G'day, Chris from the Headache and Pain Management Centre here with the 4 things that you need to bend forward better, to touch your toes, to get your hands to the floor with less pain and more efficiency. So when we talk about bending forward, a lot of the time we're just thinking about our back, our spine, bending forward to be able to pick things up. But as a matter of fact, there are 4 things that you need to make it actually happen for you, and it actually might explain why some parts hurt more than others. So here's the first one. So in order to bend forward, so you've got all the way bending down, crouching towards the floor, there are actually 4 things you need. Here's the first one. So the first is bending forward with your spine, okay? So being able to actually just bend with your back, okay? So you can see that my back here is the part that's moving, so that is the first part that you need to be able to bend forward. Now, this is the sort of movement that you might get with an ab crunch when you're lying on your back. However, when you're standing up straight, you need some strength in through that lower back to be able to do it. So you actually need to be able to do this and have some strength in the muscles through here to allow yourself to do that. And also, you need to have your discs nice and healthy, the joints nice and loose to enable that sort of movement to happen. So that is the first part. Now, as you can see, when I bend forward just with my lumbar spine, I can only get to my knees. Okay, so a lot of people that come in that can only touch their knees, perhaps they're only moving that part of their back. So that's one thing to consider if you have got back pain in that regard. The second thing you need is what's called hip flexion, okay? So when you bend forward, you actually need to have what's called a hip hinge or a hip flexion. So what you can do is you can use a stick, broomstick, to do this type of exercise. So you've got this here, and you can bend forward like so, okay? So you can see that when I'm doing it, oops, just hit the backdrop there. When we're bending forward, you can see that my back is straight, but my bum is going out. So all of the hinging is going through my hip joint, okay? So it's going through like that, okay? So you've got your back bend and you've got your hip flexion. So when you put that together, you've got back bend and you've got hip flexion. So you can see that bending forward is easier when you do that. The third thing is the pelvis, which is the thing that joins those 2 things together, okay? So your hips and your back are joined together with your pelvis. So what you have is a rocking movement of your pelvis like that, okay? So being able to get the points of your hips here going downwards and upwards is a really nice way to just free things up, that connection between your back and your hips. And when you put that together, you've got back movement, you've got pelvis, and you've got hips. So you've actually got some more bend as you go from there. So those 3 are really, really important. Your back, your pelvis, and your hips. Now the 4th thing, if you've got if you're tight bending forward, if it feels like you're restricted bending forward, quite often what you hear is that it's pulling in the back of the legs when you bend forward. It feels like that your legs is what's stopping you rather than your back. And if that's the case, then you've got tight hamstrings. So what you need to do is you need to stretch out these muscles at the backs of your legs to get a little bit more freedom, a bit more flexibility, and a bit more movement in through those muscles behind your thighs. So of course, if you're trying to bend forward and you've got tight muscles in the back of your legs, then that is going to be what's stopping you going forward. So those 4 things are actually what you need. You need your spinal movement going forward, you need your hip rocking, you need your hip flexion, and you need some not tight hamstrings at the back of your legs. You have those 4 things and sort them out. More often than not, you're actually going to get a really good result in being able to bend forward. So getting the movement is the first part, and then making sure that you're strong in through all those movements as well. So you can do them again and again. You can repeat it. You can look after your discs. You can actually get more hip-driven movement and actually use the most efficient way possible to bend forward, stand back up, and not feel like an old person when you're getting out of bed, getting out of a chair, or if you've been sitting in the car for too long. Hey, I hope that's been helpful. If there's any questions, please type in below. And next time we'll be talking more about the way that the neck moves, so the top and the bottom of the neck and how that moves. So watch out for that one. We'll talk to you again soon. Cheers and bye for now.